astrologer Wonder Girl, and I am here to give you your weekly forecast for the week of Monday, May 8th through Sunday, May 14th. Now this is the week that things finally start to change for the better in your life, where things start to get moving once again. The passion and the heart and why you're doing what you're doing begins to come back into your life, so that it's not just all work. There begins to be some more play, some more passion, some more love that comes into your life. However, this won't be the most easy. I feel like I've been having to say that with every video I do now. It's like things are going to be good, but you're still going to have to wait a little bit, and that's because we're slowly transitioning out of this phase of life that's been really tough for us, that's been very challenging, that's been holding us back in a lot of ways, moving into a new territory. In some ways, and this is the week that we begin to do that, but it's not going to happen all at once. As a matter of fact, that aha moment I don't really see happening until the very end of this month, when it starts to come to you, but this week we are starting to feel it. Okay, but before we move into this new moment of happiness, of passion, of courage, of moving forward, we kind of have to get rid of all of this spiritual junk and all of this emotional, it's more emotional I would say than spiritual junk, holding us back to our old lives, our old attachments, these old ways of doing things. We have to learn to get rid of those things. Now, the reason why this is happening is because we have the nodes this week moving signs, changing signs that they do about every year and a half. So for the past year and a half, we've been in a Virgo Pisces story where the nodes of the moon have been indicating a lot of focus in our lives on learning how to bring order from chaos. How to organize our lives, how to streamline it, how to make everything that's going on in our lives in alignment with our heart and our spirit and our mind and our soul, and how to align the outer worlds with the inner worlds. And now we're ending that phase of our life, which hopefully we've been focusing on for the past year and a half, and moving into a new phase of life that is much happier, much lighter, where it's not so much about alignment and organization, where it's a lot about your heart and soul and what makes you happy and what makes your heart sing, and just being that. Leo is the sign of the heart, where the north node is moving into, of what makes you happy, of what you enjoy. And so that's really what we're having to learn to focus on in the next year and a half, is doing those things and learning to show who we are and what we've worked so hard to build to other people. But before we are able to, or around the same time that we really want to emerge and show people what's going on, we've got this really deep full moon happening in Scorpio. The moon doesn't particularly like to be in Scorpio, which can make it a little interesting, where we have to get rid of some of these feelings, or appreciate them, and then get rid of these feelings that are holding us back, these attachments to the past, to the old ways of doing things. We have to kind of work with ourselves on the inside to readjust in a way what we want, to be more in line with who we are, to let us show ourselves more freely. I think this works a lot too, because as a north node, it changes signs into Leo, it's going to cross fixed star Regulus, which is a regal star, a royal star, of really claiming your royalty, stepping into your power, but it requires lots of courage. It's also a star in some ways that can indicate kind of war, having to fight for what you want, fight for what you believe. And so we have all of this stuff going on at once, that as we want to move forward and have courage, we also have some deep emotional baggage about what we really want in life, and where we really want our life to go, and what really resonates with us coming up. That we're going to have to deal with and appreciate and learn to let go as we step into a new phase of life, where we have new wants and new desires and new things that are more important to us. And so that's really a lot of what this week is about. Now, the beginning of the week, there may be some frustration going on about relationships, or perhaps the way that you act, wanting to break free, not feeling like relationships are working for you. And at the end of the week, there could be a little bit of frustration with how to act, maybe being confused about what do I do, especially with so many deep feelings coming up to the surface from the past, but that you're transitioning into a new life. So that could be really hard. But the nodes are going to help you, and there's going to be a grand trine, which is also going to form in these fire signs with the nodes a part of it, indicating things happening perhaps either very quickly or very smoothly or in a way that is supposed to agree with each other in some way, okay? And this is going to have a lot to do with unexpected news coming up because Mercury is still on Uranus, bringing up a bunch of unexpected news. For the past 3 weeks, really, we've kind of been dealing with unexpected things coming up, and whatever comes up this week is going to help you on your journey because it's making a trine to Saturn with your commitments, to embrace commitments that are more true to you, more what you want, moving in new directions and things like that. And it's going to help you in a way to really reach your future. So even as we have some hard things coming up, some frustration about how to act, we're not left alone. There's still some very positive aspects here trying to help you readjust your life to move into the right direction that you really need to truly move into and to go in. So that's where we are this week. Things this week is where things start to shift, things start to change. Okay, new phases of life are starting to come in, and we're kind of teetering back and forth between the old life and the old life and the new, and we need to start taking the steps this week where we're more into the new life, more into the person that we are meant to be and become, and less into the old life and into the old person before, where we can begin to really feel that emerge. Now the hard stuff isn't all over. I believe next week or the week after we are going to have Mars opposing Saturn, which isn't the most easy, can present maybe some challenges on your journey with commitments. We're also going to have Venus opposing Jupiter, which is going to happen very soon too. Could bring up some difficulties in relationships especially, and in how you attract good things to you. So it's not going to open up in the way that you would like quite yet, but we are getting there, and we'll get there because the end of the month to me looks really, really beautiful and really, really great about the last week of the month and into June. So look forward to that. Now for your card this week, we have the Eight of Wands. Okay, this was an interesting card for me to see because the Eight of Wands actually indicates slow progress, maybe delays on your journey, things not quite working out. And I was surprised because we have a grand fire trine in the sky this week. Granted, it's not exact. It's the most exact it's going to be, but it's not quite within the exact degrees of each other. And it was interesting, and normally grand fire trines do indicate things happening very, very fast. Trines, things happening fast, fire, passion. But this card indicates things not going as fast as you would like, things slowing down. Scorpio to me is a little bit of a slower sign. It's a fixed sign, especially with this full moon, kind of having to deal with some of these things first as you move forward. So maybe be prepared for there to be some delays about some things, for you to have to really figure out what's going on inside, to get right with some things and to focus on some of the details before you can really move forward in a way that is where you're meant to go and where you're meant to be. And you're getting there, you are, but it's just going to take some time. What's also interesting is that Chiron is at the highest degree out of all the planets right now, meaning things may not feel super comfortable, things may be a little bit hard that you're going to have to push through, especially with the fixed star Regulus into play. You got to have the courage this week, okay? It may be hard, it may be difficult, things may be slower than you think, but you got to find the courage, you got to find the passion, you have to move forward because it's there if you tap into it, if you recognize it, that you're having the help that you need to move forward. And it may be some unexpected help coming to you to help you move in that direction. So be on the lookout for that this week. Thank you so much for watching my horoscopes. If you like this video, please like it on Facebook, like it on YouTube, share it with your friends, and I will talk to you later. This week, because there is a little bit of a grand trine full moon in the sky, I wanted to, which are kind of big placements more or less with the nodes changing signs, I wanted to just break down each of the things that could be happening for each sun sign. So I'm just going to go through those really, really quickly about what it is that you could be experiencing. Now Aries, you're having the full moon in your 8th house, which is a lot of deep feelings coming up to the surface about what you really want that you're going to have to learn to deal with, except to move forward in some ways, and to kind of let go of some of the things that you thought you wanted into new things and move forward in that direction. This is going to have a lot to do with what makes you happy, what brings you joy, what brings you pleasure, perhaps a romantic relationship, a hobby of some sort where you find your fun. Okay, there could be some unexpected news that comes up about your identity, or perhaps that you do to other people, that really shifts the course of your journey and of how you're expanding your life and what it is that you're doing. Okay, and really having to learn how to bring these three things together. This unexpected news that you're getting about your identity with how you expand your life and what makes you happy while you end kind of some deep feelings. Now, Taurus, the full moon for you is going to be in your 7th house of partnerships. So this could be the end of a relationship of some sort, or the end of a phase of a relationship, preferably a committed one. Could also be some kind of contract that you're ending in some way as you move forward to make way for a new you that's beginning at home, in your home life, and the very foundations of where your life is going. Okay, there could be some unexpected news that comes out that was a secret that you didn't know about that now bubbles up to the surface. Could also be just maybe some unrest inside, deep inside you in your own heart and spirit that comes up that you then feel motivated to act on, to really end or begin something, to move forward in a way that you want and that makes sense to you. Could also have something to do with money or resources that you share with others that could also come up, and you having to change your relationship in order to really step into a new home life for you that brings you more peace, perhaps allows you to share your resources better and resonates with what you truly want, Gemini, your full moon is for you in your 6th house of work and daily routine. So this could be some kind of ending or culmination in your job, in the things that you do on the daily, where things start to look different and you start to change some of your routines in some way. This ending is going to have to make room for a new way that you're thinking or communicating, or a project that you're working on, or in some way that you're interacting with people around town. So you're ending some routine in order to make way for some kind of new thing, maybe an identity in some way that's bubbling up from the surface. Now, this is going to have a lot to do with some unexpected thing that happens with groups of people, perhaps. Could also be about your hopes and dreams and desires and where you want your life to go. Some unexpected news that comes up there, or perhaps an unexpected choice that you make to kind of change the direction of where your life is heading in terms of groups and your hopes and dreams. And this is going to have a lot to do with the people that you partner with on a daily basis, maybe even a contract that you sign, but I see this more for you as being one-on-one relationships. It's going to change your one-on-one relationships because your job and your daily life is changing. You're thinking about things in new ways. A lot of times your goals and your dreams, you're going to have to change also the people that you associate with and how you relate to the people that you associate with. Cancer, this full moon is in your 5th house. So this is going to be the ending in some way of a romantic relationship. Could also be, or a new chapter. It doesn't have to be an ending. Could be a new chapter of a romantic relationship. Could also be an ending or a new chapter with something that makes you happy and that you truly love and that resonates with your heart in some way. And this is going to be kind of an ending or a readjustment in order to make room for a new you that you're becoming, to bring more confidence to you in some way, perhaps to bring more stability to you and your possessions and the things that you own. Could be something that happens there. There can also be some unexpected news that comes to you about your career or about where your life is heading in general. Either news comes to you through that, or you yourself make some kind of unexpected change in your career that is also going to affect your job in a very tangible way, the things that you do on a daily basis. Okay, so there's lots going on here with what makes you truly happy, and you kind of having to readjust some things to let a new kind of identity and confidence emerge. Where you are able to really pursue a life and have the routines that support who it is that you are, what makes you confident, what it is, the life that you want to have. Leo, this full moon for you is in your 4th house of home and family. So this could be an ending or a new chapter in regards to your home life, to a house that you have, also to your family, relationships with family members in some way, where that's kind of ending or changing in order to let a new you and a new identity emerge so that you can truly be yourself and who you want to be. There can also be some unexpected news that comes up about how you expand your life. Could be travel, unexpected news about travel plans, unexpected news about studying, how you're studying in some way. That is going to have a lot to do with a commitment to bringing more joy into your life, or to a romantic relationship in some way. that you're gonna have to learn how to work together. So your home life in some way is ending or changing to give birth to a new identity where you are able to expand your life perhaps in a way that is more true and more happy and brings more pleasure to you or to a romantic relationship. My Virgos, you have this full moon in your third house. So this is your third house of communication, where you're ending a way of thinking about yourself and about your life, or you're ending a way of interacting with people close to home. Could also be the end of a time of study a little bit in some way, and learning new things. And what's beginning to emerge is a new you from the inside, a new sense of spirituality, a new sense of home and peace, and what makes you happy inside. That is beginning to emerge. This will have to do perhaps with some unexpected news that will come to you about an ending or beginning, a death or a birth in some way. Could also be some deep feelings about what you really want. Perhaps you have, perhaps something unexpected happens to you in some way that's part of a death or a birth. An ending, beginning could also be finances, or you yourself want to make some change in some really deep, intimate area in order to really have the home life and the foundations and the stability that it is that you truly desire. Okay, so there's an ending in the way that you communicate and think, so that you can allow a new you to emerge. And this new you is going to have to do with something that you really, really want and desire, perhaps resources that you share with others, and bringing more stability into your life in some way. Libra, this is a full moon in your second house of possessions, finances, confidence, and that kind of thing. So it's an ending in the things that you own, perhaps in the way that you feel about yourself and what makes you confident. Could also be some kind of thing with money and the income that you earn, and ending or coming into a new chapter with income in some way. In order for you to really let a new, more hopes and dreams, new hopes and dreams emerge, in order for you to go in the direction of your goals that is more authentic to you, more of what you want, perhaps even you ending some kind of confidence or something to do with your own self, so that you can associate with a group that you prefer more, that you value, or things that happen there. This is going to have something to do with some unexpected news with a partnership that you have, a marriage, a one-on-one relationship in some way, or a contract that is going to change the way that you associate with people close to home, also the way that you communicate or that you think. So you're ending something that's very close to you and your identity, so that you can have new hopes and dreams, move into a new future, associate with new people, and are really going to have to work with your partnerships and the people close to home in order to allow these new dreams and these new associations to occur. Scorpio, this full moon is in your first house, so this is an ending in your identity in some way, and who you are and what you want and everything about your life, or having to come into a new phase of life. And this is going to be in order so that a new you can emerge in your career. A new direction in life and where you're going is going to be important to you at this time. There could be some unexpected news that comes up in regards to your job, what you do on a daily basis, and in your routines that is going to affect perhaps your income, going to affect the things that you own and your confidence in some way. So you're ending some identity, something that you've identified with, so that you can come into a new career. You can see your life going in an entirely new direction that will hopefully bring better routines to you, more money, more confidence in that way. Sagittarius, this is a full moon for you in your 12th house of spirituality, of things behind closed doors. So you're ending something that perhaps was secret to you that you were afraid to let out and tell people. It could also be an ending of something inside you, of how you feel about yourself and your life, that you're ending so that you can come into a new situation, so that you can expand your life in some way. You know, it's hard to expand your life if you've got a lot of emotional stuff going on, you know, or if you're not telling everyone what's happening inside you. And so this full moon, you really want to expand your life and to let go of some of these things holding you back. There could be a lot going on with what truly makes you happy, with what you love, also with romantic relationships that helps you make more of a commitment to yourself and to what you want, and move in that direction. My Capricorns, this is a full moon for you in your 11th house of hopes, dreams, goals, also group association. So perhaps you're ending a dream of yours that you thought you had that no longer resonates with you. Could also be an ending of some kind of group that you associate with. You know, maybe the group isn't for you anymore, or you're kind of having a lot of activity going on there as you come into a new chapter in your hopes and dreams and a new chapter in your associations with other people. This is going to be so that something more true to you can emerge on what you really want, so you can have more deeper relationships and deeper connections that resonate more truly with your heart, that can allow to come in at this time. It's going to have a lot to do with your home life and the foundations of your life. Perhaps some unexpected news is going to come up to you in your home life or foundations that will allow you to have more peace of mind. Could also be home and family. Things come up there that allow you to have more peace of mind, to do things that are more true to you. Okay, so you're ending some group association or some old dream to come into a new chapter of what you truly want, to have deeper relationships that allow you in some way to perhaps have a more stable foundation that brings you more peace and a more stable home life in some ways. Aquarius, this full moon is happening in your 10th house of career. So this is an ending in your career in some way, or an ending or a new chapter perhaps in your career, or of where your life is going in general. It doesn't always have to be career, but just the general trajectory of your life, so that you can really come into a new phase in your partnerships and your marriage, in your one-on-one relationships, so that you can commit more time to doing those kind of things. This could be some unexpected news or communication that comes to you from people close to home, that could come up around this time, or perhaps you could be thinking or communicating in some unexpected ways that allow you to refine your hopes and dreams, what it is that you really, really want in life, who it is that you associate with on a daily basis, and really having to work your partnerships and your marriage and the people that you associate with one-on-one into a way that better helps you with your hopes and dreams and helps you to communicate about those things as you kind of come into a new way with your career and with where your life is heading. And my Pisces, this is a full moon for you in your 9th house of travel, study, expansion. So you're ending kind of a very actually expansive phase for you that's been really good for you. Maybe you're ending travel, you're not traveling as much anymore, your studying is over, school is over in some way, or some phase of studying is over where you're coming into a new one. Could also be just some kind of way of expanding your life in general. You're kind of winding down from expanding your life and moving into another area, and that area for you is going to be more of a practical area of your day-to-day. Could be a job. Maybe you had to stop travel or study to get a job in some ways, or maybe expanding your life wasn't practical for you on the day-to-day, and so now you have to focus more on your routines. So really wanting to move and to get that in order. There could be some unexpected news that comes up with your income, with your personal possessions, the things that you own, maybe having to buy new things now that you're starting to, not travel as much or things like that. Could be along those lines, just giving you options there that will really help you with your career and where your life is going, and will help kind of move things in that direction. So an ending in some way of traveling, of how you're expanding your life, so that you can have new routines on a daily basis, perhaps more stability in your daily routine, more passion into what you do on a daily basis that resonates more with your possessions, with your confidence, with what you need to feel perhaps stable and secure in some way, that can help lead you into a new future and a new career.